Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Code Gurbani's A-sabad-a-day. We recite Dev Gandhari Mahalla Nama, composition of the 9th Naik in the Rag Dev Gandhari. We are transitioning from the 38 shabads we recited from Mahalla Panjwa to Mahalla Nama. And the recitation. Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad Rag Dev Gandhari Mahalla Nama Yeh man naik na kahyo kare Seekh sikhaye rayo apni Seekh sikhaye rayo apni si Durmati te na tare rahao मद माया के भयो बावरो हर जसन है उच्चरै करी पर पंच जगत को ढके अपना उदर भरे स्वान पूछ स्यो होए न सुदो कहो ना कान तरै कहो नानक भज राम नाम Nit jate kaj sure. Essentially, this is about the nature of the mind. This mind, yeh man, naik na kahyo kare, does not follow the instructions that is given to it. In other words, the mind is by nature obstinate, stubborn. It tends to cling to what it finds pleasurable. And despite receiving advice, Seekh sikhaye rayo apni, despite receiving advice, it remains stuck in its own habits, if you will. It gets conditioned to doing the same thing over and over again. Repetition is what it likes. So the Guru Tegh Bahadur is telling us in the Rahau the state of the mind, that this is how the mind gets conditioned. It is its inherent nature. And then what does it do? Madda Maya ke bhayo bhavaro. Bhavaro, it's crazy, it's mad, and it's intoxicated. It is intoxicated by this illusion that we call Maya. It thinks this is real in the sense that this is lasting. It doesn't understand that this is fleeting. And so it keeps repeating itself in search of that thing that is permanent, really. And that's what causes it to go around and around and around. And it becomes crazy. Madda Maya ke bhayo bhavaro har jasan hai uchchara. And it refuses to seek the wisdom, har jas, na uchchara, meaning, uchchara means to utter, but what it means is that it refuses to seek wisdom. It does not look at the world through the wisdom of the Gur. Instead, it is totally immersed in the parpanch, in this play, if you will, the worldly play. And it engages in deception. The play is deceptive. The activities through the ego are deceptive. And so therefore, it is mainly concerned with its sensory needs. Udara bhara, with its belly. It does not think beyond the belly. And by nature, it is swan poonch jo hoye na sudo. It is like the tail of a dog that cannot be straightened. It does not listen to what is said. Kaho nanak bhaj ram naam nit jaake kaj sare. Nanak says, bhaj ram naam. Connect with wisdom, Ram Naam. And by doing so, accomplish the goal for which you're here. So the mind is described as stubborn or incorrigible due to its inherent tendencies to cling to things. And that is what influences and shapes its behavior. So the underlying reason is attachment to desires because it's created by desire. The mind is naturally drawn to worldly pleasures. And these attachments create a cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. And that is what causes the mind to resist change because it wants that craving to be constantly fulfilled, but it never is. One example of this is that we know, for example, that overindulgence in food is harmful, yet the mind seeks gratification through food over and over again. It also causes pride. The mind believes in its own superiority. If someone gives us advice, it says, I know better. That's the way of the mind. So these long-standing habits and patterns which are formed over time become repeated actions. And they are like the dog's tail that cannot be straightened out. And so the mind lacks discipline, focus, it fears change and society and peer pressure. Peer pressure. But in the last line, the Guru says, while the mind is naturally stubborn, it can be trained and reformed through harjas, cultivation of virtues, which involves calming the mind through sunaya, discipline through self-awareness, simran, mindfulness, sangat through good company of evolved individuals, that will retrain the mind. That is the way to retrain the mind. So there is hope. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.